bit late tonight. We had a couple of extra meetings and things that we were trying to fit in right beforehand, so appreciate your patience. We are going to start with our first presentation. Is Carrie Fallon here by chance? No? Okay. Next, we'll go to P 19823. This is a resolution commending Allie Harling for being named East Greenbush Teachers Association Teacher of the Year. And this is a presentation by legislators Hoffman, Bailey, Fiacco, Grant, and anybody else who'd like to join us. Tom? Allie, family, you want to please come up front?
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Okay. Resolution commending Allie Harling for being named East Greenbush Teachers Association Teacher of the Year. Congratulations. Whereas the youth of today are our leaders of tomorrow, they are the very soul of our community, and it is the sense of this legislative body to recognize the efforts of those who are exceptional and will inspire other youth to emulate their achievements, thereby ensuring a bright future for our country. And whereas teachers play a critical role in educating and shaping our children, we entrust our children to teachers and they affect their lives daily. And whereas no matter where we are in life, a teacher has influenced us and continues to impact our lives every day. And whereas Allie Harling is a speech therapist at Red Mill School who exemplifies compassion, dedication, sincerity, unity, and commitment. And whereas Allie Harling has been teaching since 2005, spending the first 14 years of her career at Donald P. Sutherland Elementary School before joining Red Mill in 2019. And whereas as a speech therapist, Allie works with both regular and special education students in different ways to improve their communication skills, articulation, language, reading comprehension, vocabulary, whole body listening, direction following, and self-advocacy skills. And whereas the East Greenbush Teachers Association believes that the greatest honor a teacher or related service provider can receive is recognition from their colleagues. And whereas Allie Harling was selected as the 2023 East Greenbush Teacher Association Teacher of the Year, and now therefore be it resolved that in accordance with the tradition of this legislative body, to recognize those individuals whose superior achievements have contributed to the vitality of this community and the future of our youth, we hereby congratulate Allie Harling for being selected as the East Greenbush Teachers Association of the Year 2023 Teacher of the Year. And be it further resolved that the clerk of this legislature is hereby directed to transmit an engrossed copy of this resolution to Allie Harling. This resolution passed unanimously at our legislative session of May the 9th, 2003. It is a great honor to have you here with us tonight to present this resolution. Any of my colleagues have anything they would like to say? Allie, would you like to say something? Excellent, great.
Of course you did. You're a teacher. Of course you did. You're very prepared.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. How did you find out all that information?
Oh, we have ways. We have ways.
Well done. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, hello everyone. I'd like to thank you all for inviting my family to your meeting tonight. It is a true honor to be recognized by the Rensselaer County Legislative Unit. First, I'd like to thank you for your support, and your support to education. Your dedication to our youth makes the districts in Rensselaer County thrive. Thank you for always having our students' best interests in mind when decisions are made. I am a proud parent and educator in East Greenbush. My oldest son, Mitch, is enrolled at Goff Middle School. My other son, Charlie, and my daughter, Reagan, attend Janay. I worked in the district since 2005, which you already know because of your good homework skills, at DPS and Red Mill Elementary School, and I'm a speech language pathologist. I love my job, and I'm privileged to be a part of the East Greenbush Central School District community. Second, I'd like to thank you for making East Greenbush my home. I'm originally from a small town outside of Syracuse named Cazenovia. For over 25 years, I considered Cas my home. Due to the outstanding opportunities and respected reputation, my husband and I planted roots in East Greenbush. We have felt welcomed and genuinely happy here. I am proud to say that East Greenbush is our home. Your unwavering support makes me feel fortunate to work, live, and raise my family in Rensselaer County. Thank you all.
Thank you so
Before
much.
you leave, so my daughter was the president of Columbia. You know Gianna Fiacco or no? Yeah, my son was with Chano, I don't know if you worked with him. Did you know the Chano? Yeah, yeah. So he had a real problem in the beginning with his business here in town. And he was a millionaire. Yeah. And then he went to Columbia. Yeah, my daughter actually was my son now was a short fireman, and my daughter works at Regeneron. So yeah, it all works out good. Yeah, but it's a full circle, isn't it? Yeah, good.
Thank you for let's just do this. Thank you.
Congratulations. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's do this.
That was the best one.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you for coming. Hi, retired teacher from Troy, so I had to come up and say
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, next we'll call P 223. This is a resolution commending J.A. Bradley and Sons upon the occasion of its 110th year in business. This is a presentation by legislators Pateri and Wysocki, and we invite anyone here to come on up.
Nice. Both my kids. It's still famous. Yes. Be careful now.
Thank you guys for coming tonight. Resolution commending J.A. Bradley and Sons upon their occasion of its 110th year in business. Whereas, in attendant to such duties fully in accord with longstanding tradition, it is the intent of this legislative body to convey its compliments and felicitations to J.A. Bradley and Sons as celebrate their 110th anniversary. Whereas in 1913, Phil Bradley of J.A. Bradley and Sons began his electrical contract business at a storefront on 6 John Street in the village of Hoosick Falls, New York. Whereas the business continued to expand and grow through the times of 2 world wars and the Great Depression. Phil's sons, Joe Bradley, entered the business, and whereas the 5th generation family business expanded in all areas, residential, commercial, agricultural services. Joe Bradley, along with his sister Julia, took over the business in 1942. With the passing of Phil and in 1955, the move the business to its second location on Hall Street in the village of Hoosick Falls. And whereas two of Joe's sons, Don and his brother Phil, began to work in the family business in the late 1950s and early 1960s. Joe ran the business until the early 70s when master electricians Don and Phil took over day-to-day operations. Both continue to serve to this day, and whereas in the early 1980s the business moved to its third time and to its current location just north of the village of Hoosick Falls on Route 22, eventually housing to the north where brought its office space and garage and added on 3 times because they own Hoosick True Value too. Don's daughter, Jackie, who's here, and her husband, Scott. Jackie is the manager with her uncle, Phil. Jackie's husband, master electrician, Scott, runs day-to-day operations of J.A. Bradley and Sons, Inc. And currently, J.A. Bradley serves a large area in eastern New York and Vermont, still providing services for residential, industrial, commercial, and farm needs. And whereas resolved in accordance with this tradition of the Rensselaer County legislature to recognize these institutions and individuals who contribute to the vitality of the community, and where hereby commend J.A. Bradley and Sons as they celebrate its 110th anniversary. And be it further resolved, the clerk of legislature hereby directed to transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to J.A. Bradley and Sons. And Bruce, I think you have a story.
Well, I'd like to talk if I may. Ad-lib a little bit here if I can. I first met the Bradleys back in 1968 when my dad moved into Hoosick Falls and opened up a dealership that was closed down. We needed a quality electrician, and we asked around. They only made one offer, and it was to call Don Bradley up. And all those years that you know as well as me, when you have a business and your electricity goes down, you don't have a lift, you don't have a generator, you don't have compressors, you can't run your business. Don would drop what he was doing and run up himself if he had to do the work. I've had them work on my house, recently put a power generator in, and more than just quality people, quality business, and honesty. They were part of the community. In a small community, you get hit up all the time. Donate to this, donate to that, donate to this, help the Little League. If you called Donnie, he'd come up, he'd fix the wiring for the Little League. He'd do this, he'd do that. You'd never see a bill. The little things that people did not know that the Bradley family did in a small community meant a lot. Integrity means a lot. And a few years back, when I was involved with Little League, as a manager, we had a big lawsuit against me, the player, and the field from an errant thrown ball. A lot of people talk the talk, but not many walk the walk. There was a big golf tournament, and they drew out lots, and the person who was suing myself and Little League was assigned to his team to play in that tournament. He stood up and said, no, I won't play with that person. Think about that. In front of all these people. It meant a lot to me then, and as you can tell, it means a lot to me now. And I thank you.
Don or Scott or Jackie, do you want to say something? No? Don.
We were here 10 years ago for the 100th, and I have been very happy with our business through the years, and it's great to work with people, and we see these people every day. And in reverse, Bruce didn't say that I bought Chevrolet trucks and cars from him and had great service, wish they were still there. But it's a nice community, and we've been very thankful to the people out there. Thank you.
all right. Thank you very much.
Thank you to legislators Pateri and Wysocki, and certainly thank you to the Bradley family. It certainly is an honor to be able to celebrate 110th anniversary. That's something to be proud of, and certainly unusual today. It's difficult to have businesses survive that long, and so we want to congratulate you and commend you for your 110th anniversary.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. And finally, we have Resolution P 21123. This is a resolution adjourning the May 9th, 2023 legislative meeting in memory of Patrick J. Hogan. And this is a presentation by legislators Hoffman, Bailey, Fiacco, and Grant. And I'd like to invite Nancy and any members of the family, friends who would like to join us up front. Some familiar faces here. So thank you all so much for being here tonight. This is really quite an honor for us. This is Resolution P 21123, resolution adjourning the May 9th, 2023 legislative meeting in memory of Patrick J. Hogan. And whereas it is customary for this legislative body to pay honor and respect to persons who have had a great impact and influence on the citizens of this country during their time on this earth. We remember with deep respect and admiration the life of an individual whose singular example enriched the lives of his family, friends, and fellow citizens. Attendant to such duty and fully in accord with its long-standing tradition, it is the intent of this legislative body to express our sincere sorrow upon the death of Patrick J. Hogan, which occurred on the 13th day of April, 2023. And whereas, born in Troy, Patrick was the son of the late John Hogan and Tove Anderson Hogan. Pat was a graduate of Catholic Central High School, Hudson Valley Community College, and Siena College, where he earned his bachelor's degree. Pat was a United States Marine Corps veteran, serving over 7 years, including the conflict in Beirut, Lebanon, and the Persian Gulf War. Pat spent 22 years with the New York State Police, retiring in 2018 as a detective. And whereas during his time with the New York State Troopers, Pat was among many valiant people that rushed to the aid in the search and recovery efforts of the World Trade Center following the September 11th terrorist attack, and had battled long-term illness stemming from his Ground Zero assignment. And whereas Pat will be missed by his family and friends, his wife of nearly 30 years, Nancy Weber, his children Tyler, Emily, and Kelly, his siblings Michael, Peter, and Lorraine, Elizabeth, Bean, and Matthew, as well as several nieces, nephews, and friends. Now therefore be it resolved that the members of the Rensselaer County Legislature adjourn this meeting in memory of Patrick J. Hogan and extend our deepest sympathy to his family, confident that his contributions to the community will live on to serve as a legacy for all. And be it further resolved that the clerk of the legislature is hereby directed to transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to the family of Patrick Hogan. This resolution also was obviously passed unanimously at last month's meeting. And I just want to say, as a member of a police department, the state police, sad news within the law enforcement families travels quickly. And as many of you know, my husband is a retired sergeant in the police department. And so, you know, certainly word spread, great sadness when we found out about Pat's passing. Certainly, his dedication to his community as a police officer, but also to his country as a veteran, and certainly his work in New York City after 9/11, and so valiantly going in and trying to work on the recovery efforts there. We cannot thank him and your family certainly enough for sharing him with us. We're grateful to his service, to his community, to our county, but certainly to our country. So we want to thank all of you so much for being here. I know there's Legislator Casal who would also like to say a couple of words.
Just wanted to say that I've known Pat for 30, 40 years, and I got to know him through living in Troy, and I lived in Troy, but I got to see him later on in life shopping at Walmart or Hannaford or Price Chopper. And Pat is a friend, he's a great guy, and he's a hero.
I'm Mark Fleming, a friend of Pat's, certainly an acquaintance for over 45 years. I knew him when he worked at Fitzy's as a teenager, and I remember, I'll just say, I'll say he's a man of integrity, honesty, a credit to his family. He was a good husband, father, son-in-law, son, and neighbor. But I remember being at Fitzy's, and he had worked there. It's a little corner store when he joined the Marine Corps. And I guess I'm not Marine Corps material, so I said to the people that were there, George Goluski and I think Mike Fitzsimmons and Jace McGraw, he's a former legislator, and I think Brian Sullivan, I said, gee, I don't know, that's a big step joining the Marine Corps. And these are guys who had a lot more experience in life than me, and they said he was born to be a Marine. He'll do great there. And he certainly did, but he left and came home and joined the state troopers and was a credit to that organization and to his family and neighbors and friends like me. I think our Rensselaer County and the state of New York through the state troopers and, as was said, the United States government through the his involvement in the Marine Corps and all he did there suffer a loss. But I believe his legacy as a honest, forthright gentleman who really cared about people, his legacy will last forever. So thank you for allowing me to share him.
I'd also like to invite any family member who might want to come up and say something. You don't have to.
I'm the family spokesman. I'm Alex Iyer. I'm an investigator with the New York State Police. I am the Employee Assistance Program Coordinator for the Troop G area, which is the capital region. I knew Pat when I was a backroom investigator in Brunswick, and Pat was in the gun unit. Anything you needed to know about the SAFE Act, you would call Pat Hogan. He wasn't a fan of the SAFE Act. He wasn't a fan of the man, but he knew every goddamn thing there was to know about the SAFE Act. So if you had a question, you called Pat. He wasn't looking to take your guns. He was just looking to, find a way around, get things done for the good people here. Then I transitioned to the Employee Assistance Program. So I knew Pat, but I never got to know his family until Pat got diagnosed with cancer. And it's been the best opportunity I've had to get to know him and his family. These people are amazing people. Pat was a true gentleman. Pat was, you look up gentleman in the dictionary, there's a picture of Pat Hogan. Not only was he honest, He was such a family man. He was a patriot, and he was a goddamn good investigator with the state police. So I just, on behalf of the Hogan family, we really want to thank all of you for, thinking of Pat, and it really means a lot to us. So thank you.
Thank you all again.
Thank you.
He's a good friend of mine. I think they work family. Grew up with Jason. Right from this school, he was a piece of work.
Okay, our presentation portion is over with. We'll call the regular meeting to order at 6:37. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Here.
Sorry. Mr. Cassell?
Here.
Mr. Choquette?
Here.
Mrs. Doran? Mr. Fiacco?
Here.
Mr. Fleming? Mr. Gendron?
Here.
Mr. Grant?
Present.
Mr. Grimm? Mr. Harrington?
Present.
Mr. Leverage?
Here.
Mr. Maloney?
Here.
Ms. Nichols? Mr. Patiri? Mr. Stahl? Ms. Weaver? Mr. Wysocki?
Here.
Mr. Zaluski?
Here.
Chairwoman Huffman?
Here.
19 present.
Invocation, Mr. Grant.
Lord, let the revelation of your Spirit come to the world, to the people of all nations, a new outpouring of the Holy Spirit in each heart. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Grimm.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Harrington.
I move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the regular meeting of May 9th, 2023, and approve the minutes as printed.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Presentation of petitions.
On file.
Presentation of communications.
On file.
Reports of commissions.
On file.
Departmental reports.
On file.
Reports of standing committees.
On file.
Local laws.
One withdrawn by sponsor and one introductory.
Okay, we'll move on to the index of resolutions, G 21223.
G 21223, resolution authorizing and directing the Rensselaer County Chief Fiscal Officer to correct the 2023 tax roll for the town of Petersburg, real property tax services, introduced by Bally, Huffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 21323.
G 21323, resolution authorizing the purchase of Metrics online learning licenses for training of incumbent workers, Department of Employment and Training, introduced by Wysocki, Pateri, and Zaluski.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 21423.
G 21423, resolution authorizing an amendment to agreement for employment and training services for low-income youth and amending the 2023 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Department of Employment and Training, introduced by Wysocki, Pateri, and Zaluski.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 21523.
G 21523, resolution authorizing a lease renewal and maintenance agreement for 2 photocopiers, Van Rensselaer Manor, introduced by Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 21623.
G 21623, resolution authorizing a contract accepting a grant award for the New York State Office of Indigent Legal Services and amending the 2023 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Public Defender and Conflict Defender, introduced by Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 21723.
G 21723, resolution authorizing an agreement for medical equipment rentals, Van Rensselaer Manor, introduced by Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 21823.
G 21823, resolution authorizing the purchase of computer hardware and software from state contracts, Department of Employment and Training, introduced by Wysocki, Pateri, and Zaluski.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 21923.
G 21923, resolution authorizing an intermunicipal agreement with Averill Park Central School District and amending the 2023 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Office of the Rensselaer County Sheriff, introduced by Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 22023.
G 22023, resolution authorizing a contract for the Rensselaer County Coach for Kids Annual Golf Tournament, Department of Youth, introduced by Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Bally, Huffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 22123.
G 22123, resolution amending the 2023 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, County Executive, introduced by Bally, Huffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 22223.
G 22223, resolution authorizing adjustments of the payment of additional rent to landlord pursuant to lease, Departments of Social Services, Probation, and Youth, introduced by Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 22323.
G 22323, resolution authorizing acceptance of grant award from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services and the New York State Department of Taxation and Finance, and amending the 2023 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, District Attorney, introduced by Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 22423.
G 22423, resolution authorizing agreement for the removal of debris from the county in-rem property, Bureau of Finance, introduced by Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Bally, Huffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 22523.
G 22523, resolution authorizing the conveyance of certain real property to the former owner, Bureau of Finance, introduced by Bally, Huffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 22623.
G 22623, resolution authorizing agreements with Start Children's Center, Inc., and amending the 2023 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 22723.
G 22723, resolution authorizing an amended letter of intent and payment to the New York State Office of Information and Technology Services, Department of Social Services, introduced by Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 22823.
G 22823, resolution authorizing an amendment to the agreement with Start Children's Center, Inc., and amending the 2023 adopted budget, Department of Social Services, introduced by Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 22923.
G 22923, resolution authorizing an amended agreement and amending the 2023 Rensselaer County adopted budget, mental health, introduced by Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes, 1 abstention, Ms. Nichols.
So moved. G 23023.
G 23023, resolution authorizing an intermunicipal agreement with Wine and Skill Union Free School District for a deputy sheriff school resource officer position and amending the 2023 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Office of the Rensselaer County Sheriff, introduced by Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 23123.
G 23123, resolution authorizing the purchase of computer equipment, Department of Social Services, introduced by Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 23223.
G 23223, resolution amending the 2023 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Department of Probation, introduced by Grant, Maloney, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 23323.
G 23323, resolution authorizing a contract for summer food program, Unified Family Services, Youth Services, introduced by Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Casale, and Nichols.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 23423.
G 23423, resolution adopting a Title VI Plan, Bureau of Economic Development and Planning, introduced by Choquette, Gendron, and Nichols.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 23523.
G 23523, resolution authorizing a contract for the purchase of copy, printing paper, and supplies for county departments, Bureau of Central Services, introduced by Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Bailey, Huffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 23623.
G 23623, resolution authorizing a contract for cleaning products, chemicals, solutions, and miscellaneous janitorial supplies, Bureau of Central Services, introduced by Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Bailey, Huffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 23723.
G 23723, resolution authorizing contract for paper, plastic, and associated food service items, Bureau of Central Services, introduced by Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Bailey, Huffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 23823.
G 23823, resolution authorizing the construction contract for the County Route 42 Taborton Road Bridge over the Horse Haven Brook Replacement Project, Highway Department, introduced by Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 23923.
G 23923, resolution authorizing the purchase of highway equipment, Highway Department, introduced by Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 24023.
G 24023, resolution amending the 2023 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Highway Department, introduced by Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 24123.
G 24123, resolution authorizing contracts for cold mix bituminous paving equipment rental and calcium chloride, Highway Department, introduced by Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 24223.
G 24223, resolution authorizing purchases from the County of Saratoga, various highway pavement reclamation contract, Highway Department, introduced by Leverage Grant Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 24323.
G 24323, resolution authorizing a contract for painting of traffic lines, Highway Department, introduced by Leverage Grant Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 24423.
G 24423, resolution authorizing intermunicipal agreement with the Town of Schodack Central Services, introduced by Leverage Grant Weaver, Bailey, Huffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 24523.
G 24523, resolution authorizing the execution of the third amended assigned council plan pursuant to County Law 722, County Attorney, introduced by Grant, Maloney, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 24623.
G 24623, resolution amending the 2023 Rensselaer County adopted budget mental health, introduced by Leverage Grant Weaver, Bailey, Huffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 24723.
G 24723, resolution authorizing an agreement for janitorial services at the County Office Building, 1600 7th Avenue, Probation Building, 61 State Street, and the Troy Senior Center, City Station, 1526th Avenue, Troy, New York, facilities, Bureau of Central Services, introduced by Leverage Grant Weaver, Bailey, Huffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 24823.
G 24823, resolution authorizing purchases from New York State Office of General Services contract for design and construction of a replacement fuel system, Highway Department, introduced by Leverage Grant Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 25023.
G 25023, resolution authorizing amendments for the 2023 Youth Development Programs, G 12823, Unified Family Services, Youth Services, introduced by Leverage Grant Weaver, Harrington, Casal, and Nichols.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes and 1 abstention, Ms. Nichols.
So moved. G 25123.
G 25123, resolution authorizing the sole source purchase of replacement parts for the UV system sewer district number 1, introduced by Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. G 25223.
G 25223, resolution to establish a standard workday and reporting for Rensselaer County, introduced by Huffman, Bailey, and Harrington.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes, 1 abstention, Mr. Gendron.
So moved. G 25323.
G 25323, resolution amending the 2023 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Office of the Rensselaer County Sheriff, introduced by Grant, Maloney, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. P 25423.
P 25423, resolution authorizing setting a public hearing date, Bureau of Economic Development and Planning, introduced by Choquette, Gendron, and Nichols.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. P 25523.
P 25523, resolution appointing a Rensselaer County legislative representative to the County Law Library Board, introduced by Huffman, Leverage, Harrington, Grimm, and Doran.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes, 1 abstention, Mr. Grimm.
So moved. P 25623.
P 25623, resolution establishing a date for a public hearing on the Hudson Valley Community College budget for fiscal year 2023 to 2024, introduced by Casal, Gendron, and Doran.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. P 25723.
P 25723, resolution commending Marissa Tucker on the occasion of being crowned the 2023-2024 Rensselaer County Dairy Ambassador, introduced by Harrington, Wysocki, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. P 25823.
P 25823, resolution commending Hudson Valley Community College for receiving 2 awards of excellence from the World Federation of Polytechnics, introduced by Casal Gendron and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. P 25923.
P 25923, resolution supporting Rensselaer County's emergency declaration and encouraging sanctuary cities to accept migrants being shipped to New York, introduced by Huffman, Bailey, Leverage, Harrington, Casal, Choquette, Fiaco, Gendron, Grant, Maloney, Lettieri, and Wysocki.
All those in favor? Yes. Of course.
Interestingly, it almost sounds like we want to do something good by taking migrants and welcoming them in sanctuary cities. The issue is that there are no sanctuary cities in Rensselaer County that I'm aware of. There's no sanctuary towns, there's no sanctuary villages. So right off the bat, the resolution is effectively moot. It doesn't accomplish anything because we don't have anything in Rensselaer County that would actually meet the requirements of the resolution. Secondly, the first whereas, we say the United States, we are the United States, not the United State unless there's one state left over. The second whereas, we say that the government has failed to respond and properly secure the border to prevent the dangerous and illegal, and it ends. The dangerous and illegal what are we talking about? It seems like it's a very defective resolution. I know we talk about the President of the United States welcoming people overwhelming our borders. There's no such thing. The President has never come out and said, oh, we want people to just overwhelm our borders. In fact, a lot of progressives are upset because the Biden administration has actually been cracking down on the borders. So I feel like this resolution is unnecessarily incendiary and it really does not achieve anything at all as a legislative body. I'll be voting against it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zaluski. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
13 ayes, 6 noes. Mr. Grimm, Ms. Doran, Ms. Weaver, Mr. Fleming, Ms. Nichols, and Mr. Zaluski.
So moved. P 26023.
P 26023, resolution requesting financial support from New York State to test levels of PFAS in accordance with the Federal Environmental Protection Agency's new recommended maximum level of PFAS, introduced by Lettieri, Wysocki, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. P 26123.
P 26123, resolution urging Aldi Supermarket to keep its City of Rensselaer location open, introduced by Stahl and the entire legislative body.
Mr. Stahl?
I just wanted to say to many people that this probably isn't important, or it doesn't seem that important in that it's only moving about like 2 miles, but to the city of Rensselaer, it's a very poor city. It's the only supermarket in the city. A lot of the seniors are capable of walking there right now, and they would have to take a taxi or something to go. If they close that down and move it up to East Greenbush, North Greenbush, it would definitely affect their ability to buy groceries and everything. So I strongly hope that Aldi's will keep it open there for the city.
Thank you, Legislator Stahl. Anyone else? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. P 26223.
P 26223, resolution in memoriam of Cecil Kent Duncan Sr., introduced by Harrington Consal and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So moved. P 26323.
P 26323, resolution adjourning the June 13, 2023 legislative meeting in fond memory of Alice M. Bailey, introduced by Huffman, Leverage, Bailey, Harrington, and the entire legislative body.
This is a resolution remembering Alice Bailey. This is Legislator Bailey's mom. And certainly, Rob, on behalf of all of us here in the legislature, we want to express our condolences to you and your family, and it's an honor for us to be able to remember her next month in that way. Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
19 ayes.
So move. And that is the last of our index legislative privilege. Legislator Grimm? Of course.
Advertiser, it's the Rensselaer County Legislature meeting report, the legislature. The legislature meeting report. And it refers to the happenings last month here in the legislature. And as we discussed earlier in special rules, there's a piece in this article that says that the minority submitted a politically charged late file resolution that violated the New York State Open Meetings Law. I discussed this with the attorney earlier today in special rules, and this is a fallacy. And this is the second time this particular accusation has been made. And this has not come from the full legislature. This is only, we did not print this. Must have come from the majority. And I think going forward that the facts that we're giving the public should be true.
Thank you, Mr. Grimm. Mr. Maloney? I have a motion to adjourn, second. Second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
I don't understand how it's all got